Hello my friends, welcome to the channel. Fantastic to see you here. If you're new to the channel and you haven't seen my video on the Hyundai Ioniq 5, check it out in the description below. I'll put a link there. But I can tell you now, it is an incredibly impressive vehicle. And personally, I love the style, the interior, the exterior, and I would definitely consider buying one, along with the Tesla Model Y. Both of them are very compelling. Now, Hyundai has just said that the Ioniq 5 will dominate Tesla on miles per minute of charging. Personally, I'm not a fan of companies criticizing other companies. I believe it's not necessary. I believe the product sells itself. And if anything, it's sort of like a politician criticizing another politician. It just looks bad. But that said, Hyundai's new vehicles with their 800-volt platform are certainly extremely impressive. Now, what exactly are Hyundai talking about? Well, Hyundai says its new Ioniq 5 will dominate Tesla and the rest of the market on increasingly important metrics, which is miles per minute of charging or kilometers per minute of charging. The EV industry has for a long time focused on improving charging technology in order to make the time that it takes to fill up much quicker. Now, obviously, it's not an apples-to-apples comparison between gas, petrol, diesel, and electric, since electric vehicles have other advantages like charging overnight while parked, regenerative braking, reduced servicing costs, better reliability, and many other advantages. But for long-distance trips, it's important to be able to charge fast in order to get back on the road quickly. Now, obviously, guys, long-distance trips make up probably no more than 1% of the average person's general commute. Now, if you're outside of those numbers, sure, you're in the 1%, right? I'm talking about 99% of us normal people who work, might have kids, a family, might not, but we don't go and do the retiree thing and just drive everywhere all the time. So most people go on long trips, probably on no more than, say, 2 to 3% of their total trips per year. Now, right now, there still are many many EVs, that charge at only a rate of around about 50 kilowatt or even less. And even a few years ago, there was many more. Now, many vehicles on sale now can achieve over 150 kilowatt, and some of them can even charge at rates over 250 kilowatt. Although those rates are, of course, dependent upon availability of chargers, and one of the key benefits Tesla has is its charging network. However, the top charge rate is not the best way to evaluate the EV's charging capacity, since it doesn't tell you anything about how long it actually can maintain that charge rate. So for some vehicle manufacturers, they might say, well, we have a 150 kilowatt charge rate. But then what you'll see is when the EV charges, it actually ramps up. So at the start, it might be at 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, gets all the way to 150, stays there for 5 minutes and goes back down. Now that's very normal for all EVs. The charge rate is actually the maximum charge rate, not the average charge rate. This can be misleading. Now, most battery packs can only safely take their max charge rate for a few minutes at a lower state of charge before slowing down the charging so that they don't damage the battery pack. More recently, the EV industry has shifted to talking about time to charge from 10 to 80%, which would be a normal charging session on a road trip, and miles of range added per minute of charging, or kilometers of range added per minute of charging, which I personally think should be the standard. Now, the latter is particularly important because it also addresses the electric vehicle's efficiency. If you have a very high charge rate, but your vehicle takes more time and more energy to get range, it might not add range as fast as more efficient vehicles that charge slower. Now, those metrics are more useful to buyers, and Hyundai has been one of the main automakers pushing to use them. And that is because the Korean automaker is the new king of electric vehicle charging speed with its new 800-volt platforms. Now, Tesla has been dominating this space for a long time, but now Hyundai has shaken up the industry a little bit with its new eGMP platform, which works on an 800-volt battery system and utilizes a very advanced thermal management system to enable extremely fast charging. Now, people are trying to claim that Mate Rimac or Rimac has been involved somehow in Hyundai's development of this eGMP platform. I'm going to categorically rule out your fictitious claims because they're just marketing claims. There's no proof that any of this has happened. It's just pure fantasy. Hyundai's done a brilliant job of manufacturing this vehicle without input from Mate Rimac or from Rimac themselves. It's nice to imagine that Rimac was involved for the purposes of fantasy, but it's not actually true. Now, Hyundai does own 10% of Rimac, so yes, sure, that is true. But there is no evidence whatsoever that Rimac had any involvement in the development of this eGMP platform. Now, in a new interview with Automotive News, Ryan Miller, manager of electrified powertrain development at the Hyundai Kia America Technical Center in Chino, California, commented on their technology. If you compare us to a Tesla Model Y or an electric SUV in our segment, we're going to dominate them on miles of range added. Our ultimate goal is not competitor EVs, it's internal combustion engines. And to close that gap is a monumental task. We've made this huge improvement, but we still have more to do. Now, in terms of the word dominate, I believe that is false. Beat? Yes. That, on the other hand, may be true. Hyundai recently demonstrated a 10 to 80% charging session with the Ioniq 5 in 18 minutes. As seen in the screenshot here, Hyundai is able to maintain a charge rate of over 150 kilowatt for almost the entire charging session. Now, when talking about going to an 800 volt system instead of Tesla's 400 volt system with a higher current, Miller said, "From our perspective, we couldn't deploy the same strategy as Tesla in the long term. It wouldn't be competitive for us. We had to develop a state-of-the-art cooling system to support that. This battery has a cooling system that has what we call in-cell cooling. So the actual edge of the physical battery cells are in contact with the cooling plate. This facilitates really rapid cooling during fast charging." Now, this new system is in all Hyundai electric vehicles using the new eGMP platform, starting with the Ioniq 5. Now, if you live in the United States, the Hyundai Ioniq 5 is coming to you in the fall to local dealers, of course in limited availability. So if you're interested in one of these cars, you'd want to get in straight away. Now, what are my thoughts on this article? My first thought is that I believe Hyundai is correct. Unnecessary to say the word dominate because that's not correct, but correct in the sense that Hyundai's new vehicles will actually charge faster than Tesla's vehicles. But like I said, that is completely dependent upon whether or not you, as an owner of a Hyundai, can find a charger that will provide the charging speed that the vehicle is capable of. And that, right now, is not likely in many areas. In some areas, yes, you can. Many areas, no, you can't. One of the big advantages to Tesla's vehicles is their charging network. And obviously, Tesla has invested heavily in this charging network to give you availability in as many locations worldwide, over 22,000 stalls now, to be able to charge your vehicle. So I believe Tesla's charging rate is very good. Hyundai's for their new vehicles is slightly better. Well done to Hyundai. Full credit to them. Competition is excellent. It forces people to continue to innovate, to continue to get better. And this will certainly help to push Tesla in that direction, which is a good thing. Thanks for watching the video. I look forward to seeing you on the next one. Bye-bye.